I hate to burst your bubble, but just because you're getting your new lawn sodded does not mean it's going to be nice and smooth and level like you want it. Yeah, I wish it wasn't true, but I'm afraid that's the case. I've already been down that road once before when we built this house 5 years ago. I got the lawn installed and I thought, oh, I'm getting it sodded. Surely it's going to be in pretty darn good shape once the sod goes down, but gosh, I found out I couldn't be any further from the truth, and I got this feeling I'm going to go through it again when we get in the new house. We are so close to getting the new house. Just trying to be patient. Just trying to be patient. So if you think you are going to have your new lawn installed and that you're not going to have to do anything to get it nice and smooth the way you want it, well, sorry, you're going to. You're going to. When we moved in here, I was here in the back lawn when the new sod got rolled out, and I thought, oh man, look, that's graded just right. It was like a glass tabletop. I thought, we're in good shape. We're good to go. And then I started watching them roll those big rolls out, and I thought, well, those seams aren't quite that close together, and some kind of overlapped, and there's dips and bumps and everything in between out there, but it'll all be okay when they come in and roll it. Here they come with the big roller and they roll it, and I mean, it helped a little bit, but not that much. It was at that point that I realized if I want this to be really nice and smooth and level, it's going to be on me. And I think there's this misconception that sod means smooth, or that if it's not smooth, that you have the right to bitch and moan that the people that installed it did a terrible job and they need to come out and fix it. Look, let's be realistic here. Did they do a terrible job? Because I can guarantee it, those people that installed it think they did a good enough job. Because to the average homeowner, they did. The sod's installed. What else do you want? I mean, think about the majority of the homes in your neighborhood. Have you ever seen anyone do a leveling project? Do you see most people out there mowing 2 or 3 days a week, or fertilizing all the time, or doing weed control on a regular basis? No! They're most likely having somebody mow it maybe once a week or every 2 weeks. Maybe paying a lawn care service to come out and take care of the weeds. I mean, maybe fertilizing, maybe, well, I don't know. But our expectations and our goals and our lawns here in this lawn care community are a much drastic difference than the average person. So today I want to talk about 3 options you have if you are getting a new sod lawn installed. And then you realize that, hey, this thing's kind of a hot mess. This isn't exactly what I thought it was going to be. Don't worry, there are ways to fix it. Way number 1. Now, this one's kind of contradictory to what I just said. You could really do nothing at all. You don't have to level a bumpy lawn out. Now, are you going to be able to accomplish your goals as far as like real mowing and shortcut turf? If you don't level it out, that's going to be a little bit more challenging. We'll get to that in a second. But you could always, to counteract the dips, just raise the height of your mower blade on your lawnmower. I mean, think about a lot of the lawns around you in your neighborhood. I'm sure the grass looks pretty smooth and uniform, does it? Just because it does on the surface doesn't mean that it necessarily is below the grass. But really the only person that would know it's a bumpy mess under there is the person with the lawnmower bouncing across the lawn, right? But you can give it that smooth look just by raising the height of the mower blade, and that will help prevent like scalp marks where the high spots are. And of course you'll have deeper, thicker grass in the low spots, but it'll be trained over time to have a nice, smooth, uniform look just by raising the height of your mowing blade. Now, I did that with my rotary mower for several summers and it looked great. But then I wanted to get into real mowing, and I realized pretty quickly that the bumpy mess that I had was not going to be conducive for that. So I jumped into option number 2, and that is to do a leveling project every summer, and in this case I'm talking about all sand. Now with sand, depending on your turf type, you really can't go that thick With Bermuda like I've got, I would go pretty deep in spots, sometimes in spots up to 2 inches, because Bermuda's a beast and will grow through anything. Now, for a lot of other turf types, you're talking 1 inch max, maybe half an inch. So going all sand is kind of a slower, more over time process. And if you're like me, that's okay. I'm a slow and steady wins the race. I'm not a results right now kind of person. So even after doing 2 of those projects here over the course of 2 years, to get it to the spot that I would really like to have it, I still have quite a few more projects to go to get it that way. But if you want to see more drastic results right away, you could consider option number 3. Now, depending on how the new lawn comes out at the new house, I may even consider this just to play around and bring you more content so you can make a better decision of which option is best for you. Option 3, instead of doing all sand, I'm talking about a sand and soil mix. And with this option, I think that if I've got really deep dips in the lawn, I could go much deeper with that mix than I could with all sand and accomplish getting a smoother lawn a lot sooner rather than later. So we'll just have to see what the end result of the sod install looks like, and then at that point I'll decide, am I going all sand over time or sand soil mix and just piling on a lot of it at once to, speed up the process. Well, you may be asking, if I'm going to do option 2 all sand or option 3 soil and sand mix, when should I even think about doing it? Can I do it in the first season after the sod is installed? I guess you could. I've seen folks do that. If it's taking good roots and you're on a good regular mowing schedule and kind of following your cultural practices already, I don't see why not. Again, for me personally, that first 12 months, I really don't want to do much at all except for water it properly, get on a regular mowing schedule and give it some fertilizer, mainly organics. Just get that lawn to establish before I do anything really stressful to it in that first year. And then come the second season, that's when I will really start thinking about taking more drastic measures to start achieving the lawn that I want. But sure, give it a shot that first year if you want to. Just make sure the lawn is ready for it, because you'd rather be patient than, jump into things too soon and regret it in the long run. So there again, if you have a newly sodded lawn and it's not even close to smooth, I think those are your 3 options. Just raise the height of your mowing blade. Number 2, go all sand and do some sand leveling projects over time. Or 3, do a sand soil mix and speed that process up a little bit. I've done quite a few videos in the past of how I've done those leveling projects. I'm going to leave all those linked for you in the description below. There will be a playlist and also one other video that's a little bit shorter, compact for you to get all the information all in one video. All right, my friends, that's it for this episode of Budget Lawns. Thank you so much for joining me. As always, if it's your first time here, I hope it's not your last. If you found this helpful at all, please help me out by giving me a thumbs up and leaving a comment below, and we will see you next time.